What happens when a simple song brings back memories you thought you had buried forever? This is how Norwegian Wood, the 1987 novel by Japanese author Haruki Murakami, begins. The title comes from the famous Beatles song Norwegian Wood, and in the novel, when the main character hears this song, he is suddenly transported back to his youth in Tokyo during the late 1960 CE. The story is told from the first-person perspective of Toru Watanabe, who looks back on his university days. It is a deeply nostalgic and emotional story about love, loss, loneliness, and growing up. Unlike some of Murakami's more surreal novels, Norwegian Wood is realistic and grounded in everyday life, which made it very different from his earlier works. The novel is set in Tokyo during a time of political unrest. In the late 1960 ES, student movements were rising across the world, and Japan was no exception. University students were protesting against authority and demanding change. However, through Watanabe's eyes, Murakami presents the student movement as somewhat confused and even hypocritical. It becomes more of a background atmosphere rather than the central focus of the story. The real heart of the novel is emotional struggle, not political revolution. At the center of the story is Watanabe's relationship with two very different women. The first is 𝐤𝐤𝐭. She is beautiful, quiet, and emotionally fragile. Watanabe reconnects with her after the tragic suicide of their mutual friend, 𝐤𝐨𝐬𝐿. The loss deeply affects both of them, and their shared grief brings them closer. However, 𝐤𝐤𝐭 struggles with her mental health and eventually moves to a quiet sanatorium in the countryside to recover. Watanabe visits her there, and their relationship becomes tender but complicated. 𝐤𝐤𝐭 represents memory, sadness, and the weight of the past. The second woman is Midori. She is lively, outspoken, independent, and full of energy. She is almost the opposite of 𝐤𝐤𝐭. Where 𝐤𝐤𝐭 is quiet and withdrawn, Midori is bold and direct. Through Midori, Watanabe experiences a different kind of connection, one that feels alive, spontaneous, and hopeful. Midori represents the possibility of moving forward and choosing life despite pain. Throughout the novel, Watanabe finds himself torn between these two worlds, the quiet sorrow of 𝐤𝐤𝐭 and the vibrant, unpredictable presence of Midori. This emotional conflict becomes the core of the story. It's not just about choosing between two women. It's about choosing between staying in the past or moving toward the future. Murakami also explores themes of loneliness, depression, sexuality, and the difficulty of becoming an adult. Many characters in the novel struggle with mental health, identity, and the fear of losing connection with others. There is a strong sense of isolation, even when characters are surrounded by people. What makes Norwegian Wood so powerful is its emotional honesty. It does not try to give easy answers. It shows that love can be beautiful, but also painful. It shows that growing up means facing loss. And it reminds us that sometimes life forces us to choose between holding on and letting go. In the end, Norwegian Wood is a story about memory. It is about how the past stays with us, shaping who we become. Through Watanabe's reflections, we see how youth, love, and grief leave marks that never completely disappear. Before we finish, I want to ask you something. Do you think it's harder to let go of the past or to start over? Tell me your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoy thoughtful novels like this, don't forget to subscribe for more book stories and summaries.